of the president, but also a journalist all his life. He was press secretary to Alhaji Jakonde, where his soul rests in perfect peace.
Amen to that. Um, his name is Jimi Disu.
I know now.
Okay. You can watch us on Facebook and on YouTube. Nigeria Info 99.3 is how you can watch us on Facebook and on YouTube. Please drop a comment for us, all right? Let's start and also share the live so other people can know that we are live now on Facebook and on YouTube. Share amongst your network. Let's go with this story first. Page 34 of the Vanguard newspaper. Withdrawal of escort. Fear grips VIPs as police plan modalities.
The fear that I have is quite different from that of the VIPs. Okay, so when I saw this yesterday, I've been thinking of what I'm going to tell you this morning. Thoughts on withdrawal of escorts if it does take place. But it is quite clear that we have problem with the numbers of military personnel, police, army, and so on and so forth. And immediately I saw this yesterday, my mind went back to the civil war that started as police action. It appears as if Nigeria, anytime from now, God forbid, we might be into a full-scale war. And that is that. And that is what would have pushed the president yesterday, or whenever it was this weekend, to say he was withdrawing all the escorts. But it might not end at that, so I'd like to prepare our people. I remember, my memory is very vivid because I was in secondary school, what we used to experience at Ido, where everybody was coming. Sulere then was not well developed. Everybody was coming through Yaba. At Ido, you know, the soldiers will stop the bus, look at able-bodied youths, tell them to come down, okay, and the bus will go. They'll put them in the train off to Kaduna, then they're going to the war front. Nigeria is getting very close to that. The propaganda has started. So let us be ready for things like this that might happen. As for the president's directive, I hope it is taken to the letter. But I'd also like to remind the president, well, if I'm allowed to, that the civil service, the civil defense, or whatever you call them now, that you say should provide an alternative as escort to the VIP, you cannot deplete their numbers. That is another group of well-trained. It came out, during the war. They called them Guguru defense. They were supposed to back up the police back in the day. To now say that VIPs should go to have access to this group, they will sweep the whole place, but you are going to need them. And VIPs must learn to live with the protection ordinary citizens like us live with. They should go hire private guards. And the VIPs who cannot stand the heat of what is coming, now's the time for you to buy your ticket and go. Because the future, the way I'm looking at it, if Nigeria is not careful, we are headed towards a full-scale war. We are very, very close to it. The numbers are not looking good. The numbers are locked. The propaganda has started. We are going to, and our young people to be ready. You might be drafted to fight for your country. So that is that. Also, the president he wants to beef up the numbers of the police, but there is something that is fundamentally wrong as we speak now, and that is still the headship of the police. The president will not get the full 100% support of the police force if he continues to have a man who has retired as the IG, because it's just human nature. Let's be honest with ourselves. You expect the DIGs and the AIGs to work as seriously to help the IG when he's supposed to have retired. Human nature doesn't allow that. And so he needs to bolster the confidence and the loyalty of the force, and he can only do that by being seen to be fair to all. So he has to make that sacrifice. Also, the president also has to bolster his information process. I watched Mr. Onanuga on Arise last night, and with due respect, I wasn't too happy. But it didn't make me happier when I saw the Minister for Mines, my good friend Dele Alaki, attending the security meeting. The Minister for Information was not there. The President's spokesperson was there. So he was was he attending the meeting as a friend of the President or what? He also handled, when the IG was supposed to brief the reporters, it was Dele Alake that was with him. How do you expect the Minister for Information to feel? The President must learn to run this country in a very corporate manner. And not look at persons, but look at duties. If they're not doing the duty right, you fire them. You fire them. And that, I will tell you one thing. One thing that was very, very important during the Civil War was the information process. When I remember, I think it was Okokondem or something like that, who will be shivering. Propaganda is very, very important. Very, very important. Lastly, I'd like to call the President, call the attention of the Lagos State Governor. We have to wrap up this city. This is as much as I can say in public. And I do hope that all the noise we had been making about a possible army in waiting is not going to manifest and come true. Because when you keep hearing, there's information that they're going to invade the Southwest and so on and so forth, something tells me that they won't invade the Southwest. The Southwest has been invaded already. It's just for them to rise up. So we need that. These are my views. They might be extreme, but I'd rather they were extreme than for us not to think about them at all and be taken by complete surprise. The VIPs have to go and find a way to take care of themselves. If we've had enough of the government spoon feeding them at the cost of everybody else. You want one man VIP to have about 10 policemen attached to him when there are no policemen in the police station, there are no policemen on patrol. When was the last time you saw a patrol? When was the last time you saw a patrol? And then, like I said, it appears an exaggeration, but what kind of confidence, what kind of loyalty is the president going to get when the man who heads the police force himself is supposed to have retired? Is there anything, somebody should come and tell me what is so special, what knowledge this man has that he can't retire and you can't appoint another IG? Is it that amongst all the DIGs and AIGs, there's not one person you can appoint as Inspector General? This is not a activist something that IG must go. No, it's just simple reasoning. Sheriff, it is simple reasoning. And like I always say, the president always appears to put politics first. When I saw Dele Alake in a security meeting, I said, what has this got to do with the Ministry of Mines and Power? The information man was not there. And he led the process of information. So those are my observations. Those are my observations so far. The ADC, they had lashed out at the president and said that the withdrawal is mere drama. I disagree with the ADC. You can't be, because you're opposition doesn't mean you must oppose everything that the government does. Go and learn how it's done in the British Parliament. When I saw Badenoch 2 weeks ago, one issue that came up in the United Kingdom, she said, yes, we'll support the government in power on this because it's a good initiative. I don't know why the ADC, what point they think they're going to make by saying that it's just it's not mere drama. We need the numbers. We need the numbers. Our soldiers are completely overstretched. We need the numbers. And look, by the time you get you employ new people, send them for training, whatever, it'll be close to 1 year. So to fill in the gaps, let the VIPs go and take care of themselves. Am I not a VIP?
Yeah, I know.
Do I have a police guard?
What did Jimi Disu?
Our VIPs have been spoiled, milking the country. You understand what I'm saying? Milking the country. You 3, 4, 5, 6 people on taxpayers' money will be guarding one man for what? Maybe, in fact, why I love this is that maybe now our so-called VIPs will take more than a passing interest in some of the things that we talk about that affects the common man. So that's my observation.
I want to take you back to some of the things that you said, and I'm going back there because I need some clarification. You were talking about war, yeah. Some would say that is that not fear mongering because you said something like our young people should be ready.
It's not. It's not. It's a reality check. It's a reality check, and it's not. It's not uncommon for you to be called on to serve. The propaganda has started. It's not for nothing that it has surfaced. It's not fear mongering. It's telling people, we have to tell ourselves the truth. What is fear mongering? You go and tell me. I'm not talking to children. Am I talking to children in primary school? No, we're talking to full-grown adults. And therefore, I believe it's my responsibility. If I am asked which I am asked in the course of this job, I will tell you as it is. I don't believe in tapering. So in fact, it could be worse than what I've said. So I've even tried to contain it to say, what is warmongering in saying that, look, it is quite clear that this exercise is going on in the north that has been going on since Jonathan. It is going to blow into a full-scale war. That is if it's not. So what is the definition of war? Tell me. So it's not war. It's not what do you call it?
Fear-mongering.
No, not, if you're afraid, hold the music. If you want to know the truth, come. I will tell you as it is.
Okay. Now we're gonna.
So I what you Johnson?
No. I'm just echoing the. I just had to ask the question.
I think one of the things that drives my thoughts on this matter is that it's almost the exact thing that happened during the Civil War. Mm-hmm. It started as a police action. Then before anybody could mount civil war, we found ourselves in the full-scale war. What we are having is almost half of your army has been depleted. What else would you call that? We've heard stories from soldiers who say they've been at the war front, whatever it is. Mm-hmm. They've been there for 18 months, 2 years, 2.5, 3 years. They can't go on leave.
Which is an anomaly.
So we need to sensitize our people. Because you see, if care, we say it's warmongering now, if care is not taken, the border itself will not be determined. I've had reason to. There was a candidate who was going for governorship. He later became governor. One of the things I warned him of was this army in waiting. And I believe that if care is not taken, in Ogun State, for example, now, Dr. Abiodun has said that all he calls them foreigners, but who look like Chad, whatever, all of them must be registered. He's taken the initiative. He's done something good. We must put ourselves under control. Don't you? Sometimes when you drive on the street, sometimes you feel that you're surrounded. It's time we told ourselves the truth. I'm sorry if I'm accused for.
Let's move on to our next story.
If I'm accused of warmongering, I won't even apologize because I'm not warmongering.
Let's move on to our next story. It's just a question. I only just asked the question.
Okay.
Let's go to page 19 of a Punch newspaper. UK rejects Nigeria's request to repatriate Ekweremadu.
But we knew it now. The president was playing politics by sending such a large delegation. We knew it because the offense for which he was arraigned and found guilty, it's such that it's one of their premium crimes which they would like the punishment to be handled by themselves. And the president must have known this, but to satisfy those who put it as a condition, as a precondition for certain things, he sent the foreign minister, he sent the attorney general. All these people, all this could have been done by a good phone call. For the days of Obasanjo, call the prime minister by his first name, and they would have told him there and then. But that's what we have. Anyway, it's been rejected, so he's going to spend the rest of his term in the UK. I think that when we comment about these things and talk about these offenses, we should also spare a minute to look at the victim. Just like in the Nnamdi Kanu's case, while some people have all over the internet over the weekend, people have various views and so on and so forth. Nobody talked about the families of those who have died because of these things. Whilst we are talking about Ekweremadu, what has happened to the boy whose organs would have been harvested? He's a human being.
True.
He might not be an Ekweremadu, he might not be a senator, he might not be a big man, but he's a human being. Nobody has thought of his own position. Only God knows where the guy is now. You know, and so what we hear is that the United Kingdom rejected the request, and he's sentenced to 9 years and 8 months. So he'll be there for quite a while. With his wife Beatrice, who is a medical doctor, was also convicted, and he was convicted for organ trafficking under the UK's Modern Slavery Act. There's no way. And immediately he finishes his term, he will be shipped down here. And I don't think for the rest of his life he'll be able to go back to the UK. I don't know what's going to happen to his assets there. But I think that, and these things are, the reason for jailing people and subjecting them to all this is to serve as a deterrent to other people. And I hope that the lesson has been learnt.
If you're just joining us, you're welcome. We're streaming live on Facebook and on YouTube, so feel free to join the engagement right there on Facebook and on YouTube. Just search for Nigeria Info 99.3 on those two platforms, and you'll be able to join the conversation on there, okay? Let's go to page 5 of the Vanguard newspaper. Kebbi, Niger schools abductions, U.S. to share intel, demands action.
So something is going down now, and in fact, there's a rider here that says U.S. Nigeria agree to fight terror, so the Americans have a foot in the door. Well, we were having that discussion with. I was having that discussion with Sheriff, and I said, well, now that they have a foot in the door, we'll see what they actually do want. But he said something that was quite instructive. That, well, at least they will aid in the fight, and I said, I hope so. I hope they will not prolong it as long as their other interest is hanging on that. It's a whole lot of politics, international politics, and so on and so forth. And it says, the report also says that the U.S. is to speed up arms requests and to share intel with Nigeria, says President. But be very careful of the intel that you get from them, because always remember at the back of your mind, there's an American interest, in the works. So always remember, Nigerians should be on their toes. It should be on their toes. It's not a freebie. Do not ever think that it's a freebie. But they've got us where they want us. We can make the best out of it by also being very careful and being conscious of what the Nigerian interest is. But the whole details are there. We don't have enough time at all. And all the details are there. You find them in Vanguard on page 5. But hopefully that will bring some respite.
Yeah. Okay. Now let's go to the Healthwise Plus page.
Yes, I will find this. Let me quickly go through this. Do I have time? I have about 5 minutes. Right?
I have about 2 minutes.
2 minutes?
Yes.
Ooh. Mixing cold catarrh drugs is unsafe. Okay? Mixing cold and catarrh drugs is unsafe. Frequent neck cracking may cause bone damage. Those of you who like to crack a neck, crack. It can cause bone damage. And it says, stop taking alcohol when using medicines. Expert cautions Nigeria. I'll take part of this at 9 o'clock, so that because I consider it very, very important.
Thankfully, you're coming back at 9, though.
At 9, yes.
Aha. Thank you so much for coming.
Yeah.
Lagos, that's our show. You can rewatch the show again on Facebook and on YouTube on our pages there. The channel on YouTube is Nigeria Info FM. Facebook page is Nigeria Info 99.3. Not Kofi, actually. I will still be here. I will still be here because I've got a guest up at 8 o'clock, and we'll be talking about the emerging dynamics in our political space. Whether the one-party state is actually looking possible with the way things are panning out. Daily Idea will be joining me there. Morning to you.
Just imagine, say this obodo whatsoever, when to communicate with your people, no just day. Plus, where you no fit even shout for help. Business go they jam like hold up for Oshodi, and family they find each other like needle for inside sand. Now waiting they happen with this. Anytime they vandalize our telecom mast and fiber optic cables. All this telecom equipment no be ordinary pole and wire. Now our lifetime, now be this so. Them they connect us, them they inform us, and they protect us. If them break them, no be only signal go vanish. Schools, hospitals, banks, and even your small POS business they collect. Make we join body protect our network. If you see any yawa, report am sharp. Dial 622 or send email go protect@ncc.gov.ng. If everybody guide the port, soup no go burn. Our connection, our responsibility. This message now from mobile network operators and tower companies with support from the Nigerian Communications Commission.
Guy, how far? You watch that game?
I did. Oh boy, that goal, eh? Hey.
Make I call you back. My time go soon finish. Sorry, I forget I get extra 3 minutes to talk.
I wonder why you hold a cut call when na MTN better gist they use. Me, I still dey enjoy my free 2,100 airtime on top my new MTN SIM.
Yes, so get 3 minutes extra on MTN Better Gist. Text BG to 312 to collect your own awoof.
You get what you sign up for when you join the dial.
We always feel victim to every situation.
Why the Ghana rejected the incursion of the Western boy into their country?
Why do you think a president will just go in and feel like he's a king?
Get some excitement to go with it.
Teams in the Premier League is vastly improving.
When you have a relationship that has no name,
you won't be entitled.
All in a bid to give you great talk.
99.3 Nigeria Info.
Let's talk.
This is The Voice Note on 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
You know, it echoed in this room. Look, Aliko and I go back a long way. He's done phenomenally well. About 2 decades done phenomenally well. Jim, Mike Adenuga and co. Let me tell you what they all have in common. They are all very combative personalities. Because of that, no regulator will go to them and try nonsense. Because most of them know how to deal with that regulator. We have to move beyond that, making Nigeria an economy only for the few people who are very combative. Some of us too are combative enough, so people know what's in regulation. Now let me continue, because those we are destroying are the 22-year-old entrepreneurs, the 25-year-old entrepreneurs. This economy is rigged against the youth, and it's not going to grow. When Aliko and I were 30, we were allowed to grow. Today, we're killing the youth from growing. So it's not going to grow. That's the point I'm making. And the reason, the things we have to correct, you see, any regulator that wants to get applause, just go after some people, destroy some businesses, and the more you destroy, the more they hail you. It's even proof that you're working. It has to be a paradigm shift. We have to get out of that complete nonsense. Without that, it will negate any monetary policy and everything else.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We'll be right back.
Whether you're buying smoky jollof from your favorite spot in Ikeja, shopping online for your latest styles, or booking your next getaway to Dubai, MasterCard gives you the freedom to pay your way. Insert, tap, swipe, or click. So many options, yet so easy, with layers of security protecting every payment. Your money stays safe.
From Danfo to travel, MasterCard connects you to the life you've earned and the one you dream of. Ask your bank for a MasterCard today. MasterCard, safe, convenient, priceless.
Update. Here's the gist. New Good Mama detergent delivers express cleaning and fragrance boosters for extra freshness. All in a freshening pack made for your upgrade. Try today.
Good Mama, the washing is fast.
Good Mama, my fabric is smelling fresh.
Good Mama, express cleaning. Good Mama, my laundry isn't too smile.
There's a reason she's a good mama. Express cleaning, extra fresh.
I'm in love. Sonia tomato mix, stand up. Is it to open? Is it to squeeze? Is it to scoop? And is it to stop?
Sonia tomato mix in a new stand-up pouch.
Mr. Teacher, please, what happens when children come to school? How is it that they leave home very neat and return looking so different?
Non-stop action, ma. All the learning and sports burn energy. So those sweat stains, dirty uniforms and shoes, they show that your kid has been very active.
Now, wow.
Your kids need nourishing energy. Give them Milo at breakfast. It has nutrients that support energy release to help them get the most out of their day. Milo, energy to go further.
Milo!
Update. Here's the
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.